And welcome to the live. Always wait a couple seconds because it seems like the first 5 seconds don't count. So you can see we got some snow, and thankfully a couple weeks back I did put away the hoses. I still have some garbage to clean up on the ground. It is supposed to get warmer next week, and when I say warmer I mean just above zero. But I'm hoping some of this melts. After my live, I'm going straight back to the fence to start digging up posts and digging in posts. And that's all I can do this year is keep working at a post at a time. And if it doesn't get done this year, I have to wait till spring. But I thought I would start out by checking out the horses. They don't seem to venture out very much. Hi, Jovita. They just hang around the bale and eat all day. So we got Rain here, and there's Jack. These two guys seem to be put off a bit. The Tyrone has kind of taken Zephyr as his mare. Yeah, snow already, Jovita. It actually made for driving to work the past couple of days, Thursday and Friday. It was pretty slow going. The highways were all iced up. I feel like my phone is not balanced today. Sorry if I you're gonna be wobbling on my shot. Oh, Jovita, I miss those days. But thankfully my tractor worked well enough that I was able to drop a couple of bales the other day. These guys have all been fed up, but they're also doing a good job of taking care of the bale too. All right, I'm just gonna hope that you guys are seeing the picture straight because my camera looks crooked today. Hi, 8 Grace. And there is Rip and Casey and Christy. And then there's Zephyr. I still haven't cut down these trees. I need to do that. And I haven't closed up my ducks and chickens yet. Just because I know we have one more week of above zero, barely above zero. But it's not cold enough to shut the door on them. They do have the light. I'm still trying to adjust my phone here. That looks a little bit better for me. It's just I have it on the gimbal and it's sitting crooked on the gimbal. But anyway, one more week and then I'll probably shut the door up. And the pigeons are still hatching their eggs out. They're still eating all my feed. I can see them sitting on top of the fence there behind the horses too. But there's the 3 colts. Zephyr's colt is still very, very shy. This girl here is pretty sweet. She will come up to me, but she also knows that I'm the source of food. And then that girl's pretty sweet too. Bo's got his jacket on, you can see the orange in the background. I haven't gone back to the shelter to fix it up. Just no time. The time is going to change next week. So that means now when I get home from work, it's going to be dark. So I will not have any time during the day to get any work done. So, hey girl. I figured I'd show you what I've been up to. I know I posted high 50s. I'd take even that, high 50s. I figured I'd show you what I've been up to in the past week. Last weekend, I only posted on my community page what I was up to, just because I was just busy all day doing it. I didn't grab the camera to film any of it. Saturday, my dad came and put, I can't even remember what he was doing for the tractor. But anyway, I think he just put the final touches on the tractor. We got it going. And he helped me with pulling out some posts. And the help that he was is he drove the tractor while I walked in front of it. Actually, when he was doing his final touches on the tractor, I had ripped down the wire off the fence. And just going back to see. Oh yes, Jovita. If it's not too windy on the mic, you'll see it right away. So while he was fixing the tractor, I ripped down a short length of fence wire so that we could pull out the posts. And then he drove the tractor. We tied a chain to the bucket, and I would wrap a chain around each post, and he would lift the bucket, and they'd just come sliding out of the ground. So I'm going to walk you over. You know, it's not too bad. You can see, well, I don't know if you guys can see. Maybe I'll walk up close so you can get a better look. It has been melting and the sun is out, but I've got icicles already. But it's melting because it's sliding off. The sun is out. So while it is cool and you have to wear a jacket, and I have a toque on with meds and my winter boots on, it's not miserably cold. You could still work outside. But speaking of mitts, I only have one on. Gotta put both on. So I don't know if you can see yet. I had this fenced right to this corner. And it was nice because if I was doing dishes in the house and looked out the window, I could see the horses standing here in the summer. But I decided, because it's so close, and I guess, Alvita, when you're born into it, you don't think, like if it's 40 below, I'm not working outside. But I mean, we're just below zero right now. I just decided that being so close to the garden, being so close to the trees, I decided that I'm going to be moving this fence, and knowing that the snowplow has a hard time and he always pushes the snow into the fence and makes it sag or get loose, I decided I'm ripping out this corner, and this whole section here, everything that's on the screen immediately, has all become just sand anyway because the horses overgrazed it. So I'm going to turn the fence so that it comes on an angle and goes straight to the other side of my garden. So this area will be opened up, and true, Jovita, see, I wouldn't be able to work in that kind of heat. When it is hot here, which is nowhere like your heat, I tend to either work early morning or late evening and avoid the heat of the noon. So I'm going to change where this fence is, and we got rid of all along the trees. Here used to be a fence. It's all gone now. And this will just make it easier for, I guess the fence will be right about this area, right where I burnt my garbage. I'm going to have to move that area because the fence will come across there, come across here, and meet up with the fence along the road. But next summer, I'm probably going to move that in even more so that the snowplow has more clearance when it comes down the road. And that's not a free service. That's something that I have to pay for because this is my own property. It's not a main road. My driveway is not along a main road. It cuts right in the middle of my property. But then the horses can, once I trim these branches off, they can stand under the trees for shade in the summer. And then this corner here, I can push up snow because it's not fenced, so you can see my shadow there as I'm walking. And right before my live, just got off from texting I found straw bales, so next weekend I'm gonna go pick those up. I kind of need them already. The pigs are laying in pine shavings and they need something warmer for the winter. You give them a couple of straw bales and they bury themselves right in it. And I don't know if you've ever sat in straw before. It's a very good insulator. And that's why they bury themselves, because they don't even know it's cold once they're underneath. So I'm wondering which is the best way to go. I think I'm going to go through the entrance here. You can have a better view of all the trees that are growing up, because that's all you can see now. It's hard to believe, a couple weeks, depends I guess when you decorate, but it's going to be Christmas season soon. There's somebody already leaving marks. And I seem to be in a shady spot. Because my land is all white, and as I look to the neighbor's field, I can see green. But you could feel underneath my feet as I step, like I'm walking what is the horse path. I guess the dogs must be using it, because the snow is melted out of it. But the sand is moving underneath my feet, so the ground isn't frozen yet. Although I can feel the wind cutting here. So last weekend and later on today, I'll be doing the same thing. I drove out here with my truck to the north fence line. Because I do have that new fencing that I'm going to put up. I took all the barbed wire down, rolled it up, and no, you're going to have to let me know if the wind is too great, because I can feel it's picking up on my face. The posts are right along the perimeter, the boundary of my property, and I want to move it 5 foot in. And just having the land surveyed, I know that I didn't put up the fence line completely straight. So I figure I'm going to give myself a 5 foot buffer, straighten that fence out. And unless it keeps warm, if it keeps warm, I can get that fence up, put up this before winter really sets in. If not, it's going to have to be in spring. Thinking, you can hear the wind, I can feel it on my face. I'm thinking I'm probably going to have to dress a little bit warmer if I'm going to come out here and work. Sure got a good coating of snow. I think we got up to 10 centimeters, but that's not what's sitting on the ground, because the ground was warm and most of it melted. And then some of this would be blown in. I'm just looking down right now. I crossed over a deer print. I wonder if it'll get worse when I turn around and work for you guys. If it does, I can just cut the live. I don't need to go the whole hour. I'm just wondering, is it my dog that dragged his feet like this? Almost looks like a skier went through here. No, I think this may have been a deer. Let's see. Can you see the print there? Kind of looks like a clove foot. So here's what I did. I got all the fence line down. You can't tell until I get right up to it, but that one post there. And I was digging and digging forever because I wanted it 4.5 feet above ground. Jovita, just last year, I was doing a live and some snowmobilers were asking how to get off of my land, and I said they weren't allowed on it. So I told them to turn around. That's the only ones I'm aware of. It's always in the winter. I think the first time when I moved out here, somebody was hunting on my land and he pretended not to know where the boundaries were. And I was thinking, if you get lost that easily, you shouldn't be hunting. I know he was lying to me, but what do you do? I just asked him to leave and he did. Hi, John. So this is the one post that I dug in. I was trying to dig a 3.5 foot deep hole because I thought it was an 8-foot post. I was hitting rock because underneath all this sand I've got gravel. And wouldn't you know, I wasn't thinking because it was only a 7-foot post. So I had to backfill the hole anyway. So that's a 7-foot post, and so is this. I left these at 5 feet tall maybe, or closer to. I want to dig all those up and put them in at the same height as this one because the fence that I've got is only 4 foot tall. But I was pacing. I would take out the staples by walking the fence line on one row, and then I would go backwards, rolling up the barbed wire, and then I had to walk back because that's where I left my staple puller, the little fencing tool I had. So I thought, if I'm gonna walk, I might as well count how many I have. And there are 54 here. I pulled up another 20 with my dad, where I showed you, started walking. That brings me to having about 75 posts available, and I have to find another 50, and I don't know where I'm gonna find those, but the fence line looks nice and straight. I'm sure I stretched the wire when I was laying these out, and that's how I got it. But according to the surveyors, I kind of have it a little bit angled because in the corner, my fence line is 5 feet into my property. I'm going to turn you around here. I don't know if the wind is going to be so bad. And then that 5 feet diminishes to right here. There's a stake, and I'm only about a foot in. Now the next stake that's up the hill is actually on the inside of my fence line. So I kind of went crooked, but I went on an angle straight, if you understand what I mean. Is the wind worse this way? He's cold, but he sits down in the snow all the time. I don't know if I can show it. The sun is really nice today. If it wasn't windy, it would be the perfect day to be outside working. And definitely I'm walking uphill now, so you might hear me huff and puff a little bit more. But that's what I mean. All my neighbors are down the hill, and I'm on top of the hill. Definitely a couple, well, there was over a couple of weeks where it was minus 40. I gotta scroll back because I missed that comment. Light a fire. This is a warm day. You're sitting around, it's not more than minus I'm approaching the yard again. I'll be out of the wind. How are you doing, John? I haven't had much time to watch any YouTube, but I do. When I do pop in to somebody's live, I'm usually not commenting because I'm multitasking. All right, John, I'll see you later. I don't remember being on YouTube for 2 years now, and I would say sporadically because I haven't had a good schedule set. I don't remember it being this busy. Yeah, get out the snowshoes. Because I used to do an evening live, and now I don't even make it. I don't stay awake that long. But I do have a longer drive at work this year, and so I think that's exhausting me more than in the past years. Oh, my nose is running though. And I definitely need to find someone with hay because this is not going to make it the whole winter. And I need to find it before the heavy snow comes, because you can still turn around in my yard. I think we're going to go back and hang out with the horses for a bit. I got my car parked for the winter. That's where it stays. Still no word from the insurance company, but at least it's protected over there now. That's the one thing about snow is if you didn't have a chance to clean up your yard, everything gets covered and makes it look clean. Jack is a sweetheart. I needed to do more with him, but I just haven't found the time. Even Casey could be worked with because he's so quiet and gentle. Like if I walk through here, if I've got food or water for the pigs, not them, and something spooks the horses, they'll go running by me, and it never spooks Casey. He always just stands by my side. And by next spring, they'll be 2 years old, so they could be started under saddle. And this guy's just curious, looking for food all the time. Hey, boy. And there's Jack's favorite thing. Bury his head in the bale. That's why he coughs so much. He gets so much dust up his nose. But he loves to eat. You can hear him wheeze a little bit too. Thanksgiving. What did I do? I picked up the horses on Thanksgiving. No, I didn't shoot anything that day. I don't know. You know what? When somebody says something to me, I'll never say, no, I never did that, because I don't remember what I say anymore. And I don't know if it's getting older or if it's just that I got so much going on right now, or it's the thought of I've got to do this, I've got to do that, because I wanted to start my second channel a long time ago, and I have tons of ideas, and I bought tons of stuff for the kitchen, and I just haven't had time to post it. So when somebody says something to me, I'll be like, did I say that or did I do that? Because I just can't remember. I'm hoping it gets better. It can't always be like this, can it? And this guy, I think I talked about this, how I dewormed Zephyr because I brought her home and into a new environment. So I figured get her dewormed. And I did that and I let her out. I think I did talk about this. Anyway, this guy jumped over the water bowl to get back to her. So I figured, you know what? I don't need to wean them this instant. I'm going to give them a month or so. Maybe 2 months. I don't know. Maybe by January. That might be a better idea, is to wait till the Christmas holidays when I'm home 24 hours a day. See, there's Casey. Always so close that I can't get him in the shot. No. This guy's trying to bite my hand. I got to get this guy in the barn soon too, because his knot is turning into a dread, and I need to comb out and braid his mane so he doesn't lose it. And his mark on his face came back darker. It's so light in the summer, but he's getting his thick fur, this one right here. So now I know it's just a mark on him. It's not dirt. But he's getting bigger, getting rounder. And there's his sister. She's so sweet. And she's going to be exactly like Casey, color-wise. You can see that she's a light palomino. But she's going to turn all white as she gets her winter fur. But that's another thing I have to do, is I've got to get it posted online that this girl and that girl are for sale. There's no way I could keep this many horses. In fact, it would have been better to have them gone before winter set in, so I didn't have to feed them all winter. Because horses go through a lot of hay. But if it takes longer to sell them, that means there'll just be more settled, probably be halter trained, have more manners by the time they do go. And if they don't go, then I'm going to hang on to them and train them under saddle, and then they'll be sold as a riding horse. I know it's very hard to find sales in Manitoba. Not like when I first started getting horses. Well, Havita, when I was buying horses, see if you could guess how much Jack cost. Give me a number amount of how much. I bought him as a weanling, so he was 5 months old when I got him. Just type in an amount of what you think he cost. Oh, this guy's swaying back and forth because I'm scratching him. Okay, so I was looking up colts online. Some people are asking 2,000 and 3,000. I watched a lady, has her own channel. She's doing really good. I started watching her when she had 20,000 people following her. She's over 200,000 now. It hasn't even been a year that I've been watching her. She paid $3,500 for a colt that came from our province. I bought Jack for $150, and that was back in 2008. And so when I was looking online and seeing these colts going for several grand, I was shocked. I did not know that the horse market has kind of bounced back and that they're not going for $100 anymore. But I think when I first bought Zephyr, which would have been Oh, maybe 2007. Oh, look, see if I can get it in a shot. That looks like our air ambulance. Red helicopter, pretty sure that is. What was I saying? Zephyr was the first horse I ever bought. Hi, Henry. And so it would have been about 2007 that I bought her. And I got her for $500, I think. And then my pony, the pony who passed away this spring during foaling, I got her for about $300. And she has sure put out a lot of foals over the years that did good, because my uncle has a couple of them and they're a driving team for him, and he bought a third one and he's under saddle. I know there was another one he had, but he resold it, and then I know it's in Ontario somewhere and it's a jumping horse now. Hi, Heather. That's okay, Heather. I never advertise that I'm going live, and I think I do that deliberately sometimes so that my crowd is really tiny. I don't know. I need to post more. I keep saying that, but the more you post, the more comfortable you get and the less you think about being on camera. Because I'm not even on camera right now. I'm pointing it at the horses. But one of these days, something's going to click and I'm going to get into a routine. But no, I don't think I've ever spent a lot on an animal. I know that Casey's mom, or this little girl's mom, I paid $500 for her as a weanling, and that was back in, I don't know, 2008, 2009. I started collecting horses around then. And she was a registered, she's a driftwood horse. She's got other famous horses in her bloodlines, but registered stock, so that was a good buy. And then this guy's a descendant of my first registered horse that I got. I cut him late, so he bred Zephyr. And then they had Gabby, which is still at my dad's. That's my other mare there. And then this is Gabby's foal. So can't be registered, but he's 3/4 registered quarter horse. And then Tyrone is his full brother. So let me see. There are only 2 horses and a donkey in this yard right now that I bought. Everything else has been produced on my farm, or because my dad was helping me out with the grass, he took my mares. They were born at his farm. So it's only Jack and Zephyr that I bought. Everyone else is a baby out of my stud. The only one that's trained to ride is Jack. And I think I've talked about this in the past, but I can repeat it. A couple of years ago, him and Rain got in a fight and Rain ripped the back of his leg off. I could actually show you up close, because it's... the vet had said that it would never heal on its own. I needed to get stitches. It was going to cost several $100s to put those stitches in. And I don't know what I was doing at that time. I just didn't have that cash. So I was doing some internet research. I've also talked to some horse people on Facebook, because I'm connected to a lot of people, but I don't really know them. And he luckily healed and didn't have any tendons ripped. What happened? I don't know what you call it because I'm forgetting the word, but this big ball, like a growth, there's a name for it, formed where his wound was. But there's no nerves in there, because it's kind of like if you were to have a scab, right? But it looked like a baseball attached to his leg. And what I ended up doing was cutting it with a clean knife, and it pours blood because that's all it's full of. And after that, I put meat tenderizer on it and I wrapped his leg and washed it every day. So I'm trying to get to it, but he's give me some treats. So there was a year that I didn't ride him because of that. Let's see. Can you see that little bump midway down his leg? That's where it was. I'm gonna walk around him. It got to the point, and it was exactly a year that I cleaned his leg off. It got to the point where he would just stand there for me. I didn't even have to have him haltered. Oh, my camera's doing funny stuff. Oh, rain's pushing him out of the way. Well, it's hard to see. Anyway, right where that bump is, midway down his leg, that's just a scar that is covered with hair now. So I didn't ride him that year. And then the next year, he must have had a parasite heavy load because he lost a lot of weight. So then I was waiting for him to get fat, which brings me to present day. I had him in harness last winter, but I didn't put him in saddle this summer. These guys still fool around. Hi, Jerry. Not bad. We got snow here. Getting behind on my farm work. But I figured I'd do my live today because I'm not posting a lot. So, Jack is trained to ride. He is not a fast horse. He can run. I've never trained him to run under saddle. I think I tried one time and he crow hopped and I hit the dirt. But he can walk really good. I've had him on several rides just around the farm. And I remember hearing something in the bush. Oh, that's who's eating my door. They have salt, but he's chewing on my door. Anyway, something was in the bush and I thought, oh no, a deer's gonna come running out. It was the donkey. She comes running out. It didn't even spook him, thankfully, because I was on his back. But the other day I was doing chores, so I'm leaning over Casey right now. And I thought, my door looks like it's getting a bigger gape. And sure enough, I just caught the culprit. He's chewing my door down. I don't know what I'm gonna do there. Put another piece of plywood up or just rebuild another door. But it's not gonna happen it's not gonna happen now. I got too many other things on the go. Maybe that'll be next summer's project. But these guys are all crowding me right now because the only time I usually come out here now is to give them oats. So they're probably wondering, why aren't you giving us oats? But look at how chunky this guy's getting. You can see he's getting a dip in his back. He's gonna be a nice size. Good size, not too big, not too small. Look at him. He's funny. Do you like that scratch under your neck or your chin here? 9 here now because I brought Zephyr. It is 9, right? There's 4 on this side and 5 on this side and 1 donkey. I brought Zephyr home just because she should be around 21, maybe 22 years old. And she was with my stud. And so she might be bred for next year. But if she isn't, I won't be disappointed because that's the whole reason I brought her home is because she's done being a broodmare. Oh, look at that. There's a mare's attitude. Look at, just biting at Jack and he's not even doing anything. Just a mean old girl, eh? And you think she's old, but she acts like she's a little girl. The day that I was trying to separate her, Rain, her son, the guy that always comes up to me, started hoofing her like crazy and she started hoofing him back. It was quite the show. I was actually getting scared that she might get hurt, but she's not showing any effects of being hurt. And that's her boy, the bay. Yeah, see, sometimes, what do they call it, cribbing or whatever? Sometimes it could be because they need something, which is what I usually do. They have salt all the time, and that could stop it. And other times, like the one horse, I had a horse years back that had some kind of injury, and it's dark in winter. I don't know what happened. Maybe another horse kicked him or something, but I put him in the barn. We're waiting for the vet to arrive, and in that time, he chewed down the top plank. So he was doing that because he was in pain. Look at Tyrone. Right? It was quite something to stand outside and have a bunch of horses all around you. You guys can't see it. Hi, Judge Webb. But Casey is breathing in my ear here. I've got Rip is right behind me. Ty is pushing closer to the camera. So, I guess, Casey just hit the camera. Going back to, hi Deb. The whole thing about Jack too and riding, I don't know if he's got heaves or not. I know he has trouble breathing, as in he could be the equivalent of asthmatic, like a person who has asthma. I'll probably get him vet checked to see if there's anything that I can do to help him breathe easy. So he's getting up in age. He's not too old to be riding, but I think I'm babying him and not making him work. But that's the whole point of keeping Casey and Rip, is because they're going to be the replacements. So while I would have liked to have done more with him, because I could put a saddle pad on him and get him used to having something wrapped around him like a cinch. He's too young to be sitting on because he's only a year. But by next year, I can, hi Tiffany, I can start doing more stuff with him. He is a smart boy, because I'll tell you, when he got fixed, it's just an open wound. And I was calling the vet, like, does this look normal? Because they got really badly swollen, which is normal. But the vet was, just hose him down. And I'm thinking, how do I hose a horse down when I don't even have a wash stall? The horse has never been touched with a hose before. And so I put him in halter, and I got the garden hose out, and I started spraying him underneath. And it's really cold, and he didn't like it. So he kept circling around me, and I just kept hitting him with the hose. And he learned that if he would circle around me and stand right at my shoulder, I wasn't able to reach him. So what he learned is that if he sticks with me, he isn't going to be hit with cold water, which is a good thing, right? Because you want the horse to stay with you. But this guy here, they sandwiched me in between them. I'm standing right in between these two guys right now. This guy here has got a good mind on him too. So Jerry, I know I've seen you around on some lives, and Tiffany, I was watching a little bit of your video this morning. I didn't get to finish the whole thing though. But that's what I was saying earlier before you guys got here, is I've been so busy lately that usually I pop into a live or anything. I don't really chat, because I find that if I'm trying to do something and you stop to say hi, you got 20 people saying hello to you. And then you have to stop and say hello, because I feel bad if I don't say hello back. So sometimes I just watch in silence. But this guy likes his scratches. Always have an exit plan. I'm standing in between two horses, and then I realize I got the wheelbarrow behind my legs, and this guy's coming in and pushing on them. So somebody wanted to kick at somebody else. I'm kind of trapped here. Hey, you're being mean. Back up. I think I'm just gonna move myself. I've never had the horses kick at me, but they will kick at each other, and that's where I was standing. That was behind my feet. That's why I moved out of there. You could have the best horses in the world, but you still got to be careful and not put yourself in. Always have an escape route is what I'm saying. I had to go back to see what you're saying. Are you talking about having a stalker? That's funny. But when you can see these guys are being nipped at, I don't know if the older horses are doing this. So she's missing some hair on her face. That would be horses nipping at her. Hey, Ty. This guy's kind of got chunky too. He got a nice back line. He's sure gained weight over the past year. It's all that alfalfa I've been feeding them. Ah, I know I see you on a lot of lives. Oh, who was I stopped in to watch a bit of, I saw DJ dressed up as a Fraggle. I think I was popped into Backwoods, but I was talking in that one the other day. But yeah, sometimes 10-15 minutes is all I have now. I don't know, one of these days things have to slow down, right? Look at the dip he's got in his back. He's so chunky. Can't be too chunky. That's not a good thing. You need some exercise. I was working with him this summer, and I got him way more calmer. Like he's standing right next to me, and I can pet him now. Before, he just used to run away. So I know that if I consistently worked with him, he would get better. Yeah, and it just piles up, Jerry. Look at this guy's being nosy. Oh, I know what I was watching, because I was wondering, Tiffany, you were talking about your garden. And I took that video, it was just in my feed, so that's got to be a recent video. And I'm wondering where you're at that you're not worried about snow coming down. Oh, these guys are getting mean with each other. So really, I got three brothers here. This guy. Oh no, actually he is a full brother to Rain. Two sets of brothers. Then there's Tyrone, Rip, and then that's their sister there, the Sorrel. Well, I hit the 50-minute mark. I think I might call it here. Might go in, grab some stuff, and then I gotta head back out down to where I walked out and start ripping all those posts out. And I wasn't able to pick up more oil, and my tractor's leaking oil, so that means I'm digging all those posts up by hand today. But a little at a time, and eventually you'll make it there. I guess, to say thank you for coming into my live. I know I don't announce it and I'm not posting regularly, but I got one out today, so making progress little by little. And hi, Maddie Moo. Just thinking of walking out. So, and I know it's got to be nearing 2 o'clock. Well, thanks, Jerry. You too. Because I know I started late because I was texting about the straw, but I'm glad I have that, and I can put some in the shelter for the colts now, get the pigs all warmed up for the winter, and even the chickens will have new stuff to nest in. But once again, thank you for coming to the live, and hopefully we'll see you next Sunday.